Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing a pen from Fine Writing International. This is a brand I've reviewed a number of pens for a few years ago. This one is a different one. This is a very simple packaging it comes in. It says, "To experience the joy of writing, Fine Writing International." And then at the bottom, "Made in Taiwan, heart of Asia." On the bottom of the box here, we get the information on what it is. It is the Fenestro, and this is the Aurora version in medium, as you can see there. So, simple cardboard box. You pull the little drawer out, and there is the pen. Also comes with a little eyedropper, which I'll come back to in a second, or the reason why, and it's because this pen can be eyedropper filled as well as using a standard international cartridge. Or converter, I should say. I'll take that out, and underneath that we get a little instruction card, which has some of the information you need to know about the filling system. So, we're going to talk about this pen. I'll talk about the parts and features, and then, size comparisons, all that kind of stuff, and then do a writing sample. So, it is made from acrylic. The Aurora, this is the Aurora finish of it. It's this sort of like teal and bronze striped material. The top of the pen is just that material, nice and flat there. The cap swells out to this cap band, and then a little bit of the acrylic after it. There is a clip on here. It's a very short clip. In comparison, it's sort of like it's probably about a third shorter than most clips on a pen this size, but it is very usable. After the cap, we get a little ink window there. Actually, a very good size ink window. Another metal band, and then the acrylic body through to the plain acrylic end there. It is a screw cap, and it comes off in about 3 turns, and you feel just at the end there's like a little pop. It's because this has actually got a cushioned cap liner. You can see the cap liner down in the pen there. It's actually a very nice cap liner. As I said, it's sort of got a little bit of a cushion to it, just to give it a little bit of resistance there, so that the nib stays wetter for longer is the plan. It's a semi-translucent acrylic. You can kind of see the converter through it here, and it's very nice. So we unscrew that cap. We get the continuation of the clear plastic from the barrel there with the threads, and then a little O-ring, and then the section which tapers down. It's the same material as the rest of the pen. And then we get a number 6 size Yovo nib, which is branded with the Fine Writing International quill and the M for medium. As I said, this is a cartridge converter pen, standard international cartridge converter. They say most sizes of cartridge and converter from the international sort of repertoire will fit it. It is provided with one, which is great. And it always, all the converters I've had from Fine Writing International have been really great. The other thing about this pen is it can be eyedroppered. There's no sort of metal parts that come into contact with the ink. This clear plastic runs down through the entire body, so it's like a little reservoir for the ink, and holds about 3.6 milliliters of ink. And with that O-ring there at the top of the threads, you are getting a very nice seal. If you need to maintain that, a little bit of silicone grease on those threads, all that kind of stuff will not go astray. In the eyedropper version of this pen with this nice big ink window means you'll be able to see the ink moving around. It's all very, very nice. A number of the pens I've reviewed from Fine Writing International have claimed to be this 3-in-1 filling system, which is cartridge 1, converter 2, and eyedropper 3. Now, there are a number of pens that could claim that. Kaweco, you can use a converter, you can use a cartridge, or you can eyedropper them. There are a lot of pens that have this claim. These guys just say it. Reminds me of that episode of Mad Men when they're talking about tobacco and they say ours is toasted. It's that same sort of thing here. Time for a size comparison now. So here we have the Fenestro pen model, as well as this is my favorite Fine Writing International fountain pen. This is the brass, and then a simple Lamy Safari. You can see the Fenestro is a long pen. It is much longer than a Lamy Safari, and it feels a good size in the hand. In fact, because of its length, and the girth being sort of similar to that of a Lamy Safari, because of its length, it actually feels like a slim pen, but it is also not necessarily that slim. Uncapped, you can see it still holds its own very much in terms of length. The section size here is very similar to this original brass model, and a very different section, of course, the Lamy Safari, but it's a good size pen and the section is actually very comfortable in the hand. Posted, it's a good size pen. Probably you don't need to write with this pen posted. A lot of people will find it comfortable enough unposted in the hand, but you can see it does post and it posts quite long. So what are the dimensions of the Fine Writing International Fenestro Aurora? Well, it is 15.1 centimeters when it is posted. When it is uncapped, it's 13.4, which is a very good size. When it is posted, it is 177 millimeters, which makes it a very long pen in the hand. But it's a light pen. The pen weighs 20 grams in total, 11 in the body and 9 in the cap, so you don't feel like the balance goes particularly back. I prefer to write with this unposted. I think it's a nicely weighted, balanced pen like this. But if you, for whatever reason, wanted to, you could definitely write with this posted. The section in the middle there is about 10.5 millimeters, so it's a very comfortable size pen. Let's do a writing sample now. So we have the Fine Writing International. This is the Fenestro and the Aurora finish. The pen has a number 6 Jovo steel nib, and this is a medium. It does come in, I think, medium and fine is what I've sort of seen it in. Not sure if it comes in anything else. Now that little hard start, a lot of that is just because the pen has been uncapped. It writes beautifully, and you can see, like, it writes pretty wet. Let's just do a writing sample. You can hear it's very smooth. This is 90 GSM Clairefontaine paper, so it is very smooth paper, and this pen feels beautiful on it. It's got a lovely feel. These Fine Writing International pens that I've written with have all written very smoothly. Reverse writing is possible, not too bad. It's not a flex nib. These number 6 Jovo nibs are not soft. You can lay a little bit more ink down, but not really flexing it. Fast writing. You can see it keeps up very well, and the pen writes quite comfortably, you know, under very little pressure. This is a very well-tuned, very well-made pen with a very simple but effective nib and feed system. Simple, you know, cartridge converter, Jovo number 6 nib and housing and feed. But there's a reason why so many brands go for this and why Fine Writing International have clearly gone for it, because it writes just so well. Oh, I should quickly say, for those playing along at home, this ink is Diamine. That was just me not lining the pen up on the page when I tried to write that. 1864 blue black. A beautiful blue black ink, probably my favorite blue black. But yeah, you know, the pen writes wet, it's smooth, consistent, reliable. It does a great job, and that is some really terrible handwriting. So, what are the pros and cons of this pen? Well, there are 2 cons I have. Firstly, I'm going to say the balance. Now, that is only when it is posted, and that is because it is so long. Unposted, yes, it is a very light pen, and you don't feel a whole lot of weight coming down into your fingers. With an acrylic section and, you know, acrylic barrel and everything, it's light in the hand. But when it is posted, like, it's just long. And because it is long, it's not back-weighted necessarily, it just feels kind of unwieldy. So that may be an issue for people, particularly those with small hands or those who don't love, like, really long pens that need to post it. The other issue I have is the aesthetic of the clip. Now, it's a little clip. I'm not saying that all clips need to be, like, full length and everything, but to me, this kind of, like, looks like a paint drip kind of thing. It just doesn't feel quite long enough. Like, even if it was just an extra centimetre down the barrel, it'd feel in proportion just a little bit more. It just feels on the short side. So, but that's a personal thing. You may really enjoy that, and that's great. Pros for this pen. The size, it's great in the hand. It's a long pen. As I said, because it's a longer pen, it does feel slimmer, but it's actually not. It's still got a 10.5 millimeter section on there, and the girth goes up to about, I think it's close to 12 millimeters. So it's good. Love this nib. It writes beautifully. Yovo number 6 stainless steel nib. It's going to write great. So awesome. I love this material. I think it's beautiful. Like the bronze and teal combination, you know, sort of designed to emulate sort of like the northern lights of the aurora, is lovely. Like it does have an entire liner in this of clear plastic, which is, you know, what's keeping it ink proof for eyedropping, and that's fine. And you can kind of see little marks from that, but like, I think it's nice. It's got a nice sort of look about it. I do love the fact that it is standard international cartridge converter. And I do love that you can eyedropper it. And I think it's really funny that they say about these 3 unique, you know, that they're unique for having this 3-in-1 system when there's a lot of pens that do. They just say it, as I said. Another thing I love is this ink window. Now, Fenestro means window. And this is the window. So when you have this eyedropper, or even when you don't, like, you can see the ink moving around. You can see what you've got there. The ink window is a real feature of this pen. And the last thing I love about this pen is the price. This pen retails in the US for about $85 for this model. Now, there are different versions of it available, including a demonstrator and things like that. And the prices will vary wherever you go and depending on the version. But at $85 US, I think this is a really nice pen. It writes beautifully. It has nice features. It's got good design elements. You know, it wrote beautifully straight out of the box. So I think it's at a good price point. There are pens at 2-3 times this price that have the same features, or less. So I think this is a good price at $85 US. If you can find it a little bit cheaper, amazing. But I think at $85 it actually is a pretty decent buy. So this was the Fine Writing International Fenestro model with the Aurora finish. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce, and please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @the_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here, or drop me an email, which is listed down below. You can also find me on Reddit as Offstage Me Reviews. We've got a little subreddit there, so join that and keep up with everything. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you would like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.